morning, feeling good right now. I know it. Where my joy come from? It's the morning. Oh, it's the morning.
Good morning, y'all. What's up? And welcome to another episode of the I'm Up, No Excuse podcast. Listen, I have a good one for you today. It's quite simple, but very important. But let me first say, for those of you that are just joining me for the first time, thank you so much for joining in. And all I'm doing is venting my thoughts into the world as I'm spending time meditating and manifesting and praying and all the things we do to speak positive into our lives. I'm just projecting some of my thoughts. So I hope that it helps you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So the way I start this podcast off is we just do deep breathing for a few so we can reset, regroup, and refocus on what it is that we want out of life on today. So if you will, regardless of where you are, whether you're at home or in your car driving to work, please be safe as you do this. If you will, focus your attention somewhere in a peaceful spot and only focus on your breathing. We're gonna breathe in for 4 and out for 4. We're gonna breathe in 4 times, deep breathing for 4 times and out for 4. Here we go. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Here we go. Breathe in and out. One more time. In and out. All right. Here we go. That felt good, by the way. Listen, I encourage you, if you don't do that every day, to start. There's no negative thing to taking time out to breathe. You know, just like we practice a skill, breathing is a skill. And the more we breathe and the more we slow ourselves down, the more we have time to focus. And it can bring us to control how happy we are, which is what I want to talk about today, our happiness. The happiness is what's important to us. If we're not happy, we're not productive. If we're not happy, there's no way we could progress to the things that, let me not say that. I mean, I guess I could say that. There's no way you can progress towards things that you want out of life. If you're not happy, it's a longer road. So the thing I want to say today, and it's been something that's been on my mental for a while now, and I just been finding a way to say it, you know. And when I go to church or when I speak to people who have good energy, they always point to, you know, your happiness sometimes doesn't make sense. There's a point where you could be, so say for instance, you're focused on the dollar amount. So everything that says money to you, you go do it. But you're not happy even when you're collecting the money because you're not in a good place about why you're collecting the money or where you're going to get it from. And I'll just say it. For me, that became about being so busy that I started getting frustrated with the situations around the money that was presented to me. And I'm like, you know what? There's more important things than the money you make. Your happiness is what's important. When you're happy, when you think positive, when you speak positively, when you feel positively, you get more of that. So when you're going through your day, you got to evaluate the things that make you happy. And, you know, it may come at a sacrifice for a second, but the more we focus on the happiness, the more we focus on what brings us joy, those are the things that are going to continue to present itself to us. Now, the B part to that is sometimes a bad habit brings you happiness and joy. Okay? So if your happiness is contingent upon habits that doesn't help you build then you got to adjust the kind of happiness that you're taking in. If that makes any sense, all right? I could break that down further. Okay, for instance, if, and I'm not judging, but this is the first thing that came to mind. If your happiness is solely built on how much alcohol you drink, okay, yeah, when you're a little lit, you start to have fun, you relax, you have the most confidence in the world. But think about the after effect. Hungover, you've probably pissed somebody off by something you said, and you don't feel good about yourself. And then you repeat the cycle. I'm never going to drink again, blah, 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 blah. So your happiness has to be under your control and not by something that can control you. Because at the end of the day, within 24 hours, what you choose in those 24 hours have to make you happy, because if not, you've wasted another day. I have wasted plenty of days, even since moving out here. But it's because it's a learning process for me, and it's because there are some things that I have to learn how to let go of in order to reach for higher. And happiness is important. I've been searching for that for a while, and then I started hearing the conversations about a week ago. Not conversations, but in my thoughts and in my manifestation, and every time I'm listening to music, and I'm getting around some dope people I've never met, and they just all of a sudden have the word happiness and everything built around it for me. So the conversation has always steered there, which goes back to who you're surrounded by. Who are you around? What are the influences you're around? All that plays a part in your happiness, but deciding to be happy every day is on you and you only. All right? Think about it. Think about it. If you got to for the day, take pad and pencil, pad and pen, whatever, or your phone. And every time you get mad or something bothers you, triggers you, write that down. And then what you do is you spend time and figure out, first of all, why was I around this situation? 2, how could it have been prevented? And 3, do I really need to be around this? A lot of people are doing stuff for the money, but they don't enjoy it. But if you build something, there's always the potential. Because you're more inclined to do it, because you're more enthusiastic about doing it, you're going to go about it more aggressively than you ever would anything else. And people around you ain't gonna understand it. Your family ain't gonna understand it. Your friends won't understand it. You gotta do stuff that makes you happy and only you happy. Because when you make yourself happy, you begin to influence everybody else around you, and nothing can stop you. Again, I'm talking to myself. I let that slip quite more often than I should. And I have made it a point within the last week or so. And I had a conversation with my mom. I've had conversations with musician friends and other creatives and that I truly trust and I can talk to on the phone any day. And it boiled down to, yeah, you're working. Yeah, you're doing this. Yeah, you're doing that. But are you happy? And then happiness was broke down into basically the pyramid of what happiness does when you think about, or a family tree, whatever you want to call it. Anything that trickles and breaks down, it all starts at happiness. And when you happy, nothing can stop you. Nothing. So we got to spend the time on building the happiness for ourselves so that way we can be at peace around everybody else. All right. I feel like that conversation is going to come back around, but I really hope it helps somebody. Pick your happiness. Pick your happiness. Pick your happiness. All right. Your mental and physical health is important. Make sure you're spending time eating better in the gym or doing some form of cardio and smiling more. They say fake it till you make it. But you got to really fake it. Don't half fake it. Let's go, y'all. Health is wealth. Listen, if you like what you heard, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share this with somebody. Again, I'm just venting my thoughts into the world. I hope it helps somebody, and if it doesn't help you, just please write me a review. Let me know what it is that you feel I could be doing better. Obviously, I know I could do a whole better setup, but I wanted to go as pure as possible. And I'm setting up outside. It's one of the most peaceful places to think and breathe and talk. So let me know. And I'm getting ready to head to the gym. I'm a tad late, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm headed there. Lots of water, cardio, strength. Let's work on it all as we get older and as we progress. I bumped into a dude the other day. Not to get off, I'm getting off subject. Dude was like 65 years old, but he looked every bit, and I can't make it up, he looked every bit of like 40. And I asked him how old he was, because I could tell he was an older gentleman, but I could also tell that he worked on himself, and he made sure he wanted to live a long time. He told me his family lives until they're past 100, and they all pretty much look like that. But I also asked, what they eat and all that. And he made it a point to mention, their whole life, as old as they can get, they still work on cardio, still work on good habits in the kitchen and such. So let's evolve from that, including me. As I'm studying, as I'm getting around people who does this, I'm learning more and more about how to go about feeling better mentally, physically. So everything I'm talking about, I'm consulting people. I wouldn't say it's like professionals, but I mean it's conversation. And when you're around good conversation, it doesn't make you an expert, it makes you feel better. So again, everything I'm saying is me venting my thoughts. It's not medical advice or anything like that. What works for me, but I also hope that if it's something you've thought about, that it helps you too. All right? Listen, y'all have a great day. I'm headed to the gym. Long, busy, productive day, but a good day. We will talk soon. Peace.
Wake up in the morning feeling good right now. I know it. Where my joy come from? It's